Hey everyone, this is Dr. David Song from Rehab Hero, and today I'm with my buddy David from FXA Fitness.
Thank you, David, for visiting by my gym.
No problem.
My name is David. I'm actually the head coach of FXA Fitness here. I'm actually really happy today to guide David to do our actual shoulder workout focus today. Let's do it.
So this is a gym that's located in North York, Toronto. If you're in the area, please give this guy a visit. He really specializes in body transformations.
Yeah, and also we provided a lot of nutrition guideline and also the exercise program for the client who actually far away from our studio to have the access to the professional personal training and also the online coach as well.
So I asked David today to kind of give me a shoulder workout. My main goals are mostly focused in hypertrophy training. So I just want to get a little bit bigger, more muscle. And yeah, I asked David to walk me through what he would do with one of his clients today.
Yeah, so today it's going to be more likely focused on the hypertrophy training. So hypertrophy means that we actually focus on developing muscle, target a specific muscle group today. Since we focus more on building the shoulder, big and round shoulder, we're going to focus more on the first one is going to be some kind of compound movement. So we're doing some barbell first. Then right after that, we're doing some kind of the free range motion, something like a dumbbell lateral raise.
Okay.
Then after that, we focus more on the cable machine just to target some kind of real deal and also the upper trap as well.
So how did you want to start today, or what should we do?
Yeah, so first of all, it's really important for us to actually, reactivate the muscle and also to prevent some kind of injury.
Okay.
Potentially have. So we're gonna use some kind of resistance band to do it first, okay?
Okay, so like a warm up.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So first of all, what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna use this band right here for us to do some kind of band circle exercise. So it's gonna be you pulling the band apart, and you're gonna make sure that you do some kind of rotation like this.
Okay.
So to make sure shoulder is loose and warming up, yeah?
Awesome.
And then we're gonna make sure that the lower back is straight, okay? You tuck your butt forward like this, and you go down and back, okay? All right, so we're gonna do it together.
Okay, sure.
And we're gonna focus on around 15 times in total, okay?
15 times the total, okay.
Awesome.
So just pull apart.
So we're gonna pull apart like this, and move back.
All right.
There we go.
And how fast should I do this?
Down is just 1 second,
Okay.
and then you go back in just 1 second.
Awesome.
Yeah. Right, almost you're touching your hip, you're gonna go back up as well.
Okay. And where should I be feeling this mostly right now?
Right here, you're gonna focus on the shoulder. So this part up here is actually doing some kind of rotation for the shoulder.
Yeah.
You're gonna make sure that your arm is straight and your back is straight, okay?
Yeah, I really like this because I actually feel my rotator cuff stabilizing the shoulder. It's really good to kind of get
most
those
of
things
people-
awake, right?
Exactly. Most of the time, people actually, hurting the rotation cuff just because they're doing without warming up first. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So right now we finished.
Okay.
And the second exercise is actually going to focus on the pull band apart. So this exercise, you're going to hold this band like this.
Yeah.
And I want you to focus on pulling this one back. So
Okay.
just focus on the rear delt, pulling apart.
Yeah.
So inhale, exhale, okay?
Okay.
Touching your chest, and you should focus on the real shoulder and also the trap as well. Okay?
Awesome. So breathe out as I pull apart.
Break it out. Yes.
Nice.
There we go.
And how high do you want my arms? Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna be right below the shoulder, just a little bit, okay?
Just below.
Yes, you wanna give me 10 times in total, okay?
And okay, sure. Yeah, I really feel this in my rear delt.
Good job.
Yeah. And you want me to feel this in the upper trap as well, right?
Upper trap and also shoulder. Just focus on, think about just keep your arm pulling out as far as possible.
Yeah.
And pulling close to your chest with the bands, okay?
Awesome.
Awesome.
David. Yeah.
Ooh, great
Feel
job,
the
man.
burn, yeah.
Awesome. So now what I'm gonna focus on is actually work on more of the flexibility of the theoretic spine. Just before we're doing some kind of cat-cow movement, okay?
Oh yeah, that's smart, yeah.
I really want you to do this exercise, okay? So this one is actually one of my favorite ones that I'm doing with my clients.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is your hand down like this.
Yeah.
And your knee is on the floor, okay? Now you actually gonna move your butt forward and elevate your shoulder blade up like this.
Elevate,
okay?
yeah, okay.
So imagine you're doing kind of crunching position, okay?
Right.
So exhale out, okay? And now you actually depress the shoulder blade and retract the shoulder blade together, okay?
Yeah.
And inhale. And now you think about putting your butt in the opposite position.
Okay.
So hip hang like this and exhale. Okay?
Yeah.
And I want you to do this one 5 to 10 times in total.
5 to 10 times?
Okay, you
Okay.
should feel more of the more flexible in terms of your shoulder blade.
Yeah, and this is just like the cat camel or cat cow exercise, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put your hand on the floor.
Yeah.
Keep your core tight. Now, what you're gonna do is elevate the shoulder blade and at the same time, moving your butt forward.
Like that.
Thinking about your chest and your butt sticking together, and exhale out as much as possible, and squeeze. Keep your core tight, exhale. And now inhale, opposite directions. And now, inhale, exhale. There we go. Good job.
I'm really happy that you guys actually address the thoracic spine, because not a lot of people realize how much mobility in the thoracic spine you actually need
Exactly.
to do, like especially with a push day, like a shoulder workout.
Yep.
Like you need a good amount of thoracic extension when you're doing overhead movements.
Exactly. Most of the time, my client is like from the front desk background, sedentary lifestyle, and they sit a lot, and most of the time that they lack of mobility for the upper back, so that's why we need to focus more on these movements. Like one more.
Yeah, because when you do have a lot more mobility in the upper back, it really does help to decrease how much you need to use your shoulders, range of motion wise. So it's really great that you guys are addressing that over here.
Typically, these exercise that we do before we doing a shoulder, shoulder or any kind of like pull exercise, so you should feel loose in your upper back right now, right?
And it feels good.
You feel really safe.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're doing some barbell movement, you definitely gonna feel it way better.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna do first exercise, and we're gonna focus on 3 sets, up around like 10 to 12 for the barbell shoulder, and then for the very last one, we actually focus on the rest pause set, meaning that we're gonna go a little bit heavier on set number 4, and then we're gonna do some kind of progressive toe movement to make sure that we're getting harder on the very last one, okay?
Sure, let's do it, man.
Awesome. So I choose the L bar today, and then we're gonna just holding the weight barbell like this. The reason is because it's more safety, just in case that he think the weight is too heavy and he drop it suddenly, and then he do not have time to actually putting in the rack, right? So now what I want you to do first, right, in terms of the shoulder pressing, you want to make sure that the elbow is actually touching forward, and you think about like your lat moving forward a little bit. And what you're gonna do is set up your feet pushing on the ground, right? Keep your core really tight. And now he's gonna focus more on the pressing movement. So of course that you don't want to retract your shoulder too much. So then you allow more kind of free range of motion to pressing the back up and pulling just below the chin and pressing it back up, okay? It's really important for him to actually focus more on engaging your core and then pushing the low back really hard on the bench when he going down, so then he can feel kind of more stability when doing this exercise and feel safe at the same time.
One thing that I also want to add is for the majority of the movement, you want your wrist to be stacked directly above your elbow. So your forearm should be as vertical to the ground as possible. You want to kind of think about your forearm being like a pillar of support. And another thing is, since this is an overhead shoulder movement, it's completely okay to allow your shoulders to shrug a little bit, because your upper trapezius is actually one of the main muscles engaging in this exercise.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. And I also feel it a lot in my deltoids actually, right?
Yes.
They're burning right now.
Exactly.
Oh. And I'm just lifting the barbell right now. This is a good warm-up set.
Exactly.
So how many reps should I do in my warm-up set?
Yeah,
right
you're gonna go for 15, and I think that you finish right now.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, man.
They're burning, man. They're burning.
Of course, the front deo is you also engage it as well.
Yeah.
As the more of the elbow you're moving forward, actually the more of the deltoid that you engage it because of the range of motion.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher than you actually open your elbow wider, like just like 45 degree or 30 degree like this.
How many working sets are we going to do today?
Yeah, so as I said before, we actually moving on the 3 set first when we're doing target some hypertrophy exercise, so like from like 10 to 12. Then after the very last one is set number 4.
Right.
We go a little bit heavier. We go around like 6 to 8.
Am I supposed to fail at 10 to 12 reps, or am I?
You think about like this. So if I say that, okay, let's do 12 right now.
Yeah.
Set number 12, you in here you feel really struggle that you're pressing, and it maybe take you like 1 or 2 seconds to pressing it up.
Right.
Now if that's too easy, and then you can go it easier, and after like 12, 13, then that is not 12 reps that I'm supposed to say.
Right. It's
so
just
then
too
we
easy.
need to increase the weight.
You need to increase the weight. Okay. All right. Well, let's test it out.
Awesome.
My shoulders aren't too crazy strong, but maybe should we do a second warm-up set? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll do seconds one more set.
Yeah, maybe like 10s.
Okay, I'm gonna pressing in 10 here for you to feel it. Okay?
Yeah, I need to fill it out. It's been a while since I've done this exercise actually.
Awesome. So how does the weight look like for you, David?
It's pretty good now. I think I had to drop down the weight because of the change in tempo. Like that looks pretty tough for me. So for all you guys looking at this video at home, just like you really want to lift a weight that you could thrive in, not survive in. So you want to lift a weight that you could actually complete the set.
Yep.
This is just for like safety first, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You feel safe and you can, build a lot of muscle.
All right, so here we go. So
I'm 1, 2, 3, push, hold. 1, 2, 3, press.
Nice. Okay.
Good job. Now, for those of you who actually try now this exercise, let me know if you know what your tempo look like or what your speed exercise look like. Is there something similar to this or not? Just leave the comment below, okay?
Yeah, I find a lot of people just kind of, they don't really keep track of how fast they're lifting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a speed, that's a classic speed for you to building more muscle, right? And you're gonna feel more pump in the muscle as well. So it's really important. Good job. Come on. Push, push.
Oh.
There we go. One more.
Yeah,
one more.
I think I got one more.
Push, push, push. Good job.
Whoa.
Throw the weight.
All right.
Wonderful, man.
All right.
Awesome, man. So we finished for this barbell here. I think that for the last one, I'm just gonna pushing a little bit heavy because I feel pumped when you're doing this exercise.
Yeah. How many reps are we going for that heavier weight?
I'm just gonna try to do 6 to 8.
6 to 8? Okay, let's do it.
Want to work on the main muscle today, so I'm just gonna focus more on heavy, and I don't do too much volume as well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna focus on 45.
Oh shit.
I'm doing 45 actually. Yes. So then, generally speaking, like we just gonna use like just this compound exercise is already enough, right? I'm not a really big fan of like multiple compound, like 2 or 3 compound exercise because you can really feel burnt out and you're not feeling good after the exercise. For majority of my clients, right, they don't have a really like solid strength base, like training multiple years. So of course that's choosing just one compound and then after that focus more on kind of like free range motion. It's gonna be always the best. You feel it better. Now for this compound movement, of course, when it's coming to the barbell exercise, important for you to train explosive as well for at least like 1 set. And today I'm gonna try my best to actually work on around 6 to 8 with this tempo.
Yeah, let's go up. So if you guys are lifting heavy at home, really make sure you guys just ask a friend or even ask a stranger in the gym to help spot you, because this can, especially when you're lifting with a heavy weight, you want to just make sure that you guys are being safe. Yes. You got it, buddy. Come on, Dave. Ooh, up, up, up. Nice.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah. So if you guys are training at home, like let us know if you're even mixing up your reps and sets. Like, are you just doing 4 sets of 10 reps? Or are you kind of mixing it up like we are today? Let us know in the comments.
Now we're gonna move on to the next exercise. All right, David, so the next one, we're gonna actually focus on the second one for the shoulder, but this time it's gonna be my isolations, just because I want to feel more pump on the muscle as well.
Sure.
Right, so for this exercise, it's called the lean away cable lateral raise.
Oh, yeah.
So what I want you to do, usually people standing forward like this, but it's actually not aligned with, the shoulder, because you always have to like reaching forward and you're pulling. So what I want you to do is actually step forward. So this kind of like the elbow position, shoulder and wrist is actually straight more on your hip positions.
Oh,
and
interesting.
you actually lean away in here like this.
Yeah.
Think about like this, when you pulling away, you're not grabbing too hard, but you just let it loosen.
Loose grip, yeah.
Because I don't want you to focus on the wrist. I want you to focus on more the shoulder.
Yeah.
And most of the time people just go up like this, right?
Right.
Don't do that, because you're gonna feel more on the calf muscle instead of the shoulder.
Right.
So just think about like leaping on this way and let the calf losing. So don't squeeze and swap your calf.
Right.
Go down, go up.
And just raise it up.
Slow. Go really light, gently. The more light and the more gently you're gonna do, you actually feel more of the shoulder, never ego lifting.
Okay. Let's try it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've tried the lean away lateral raise, but I've never really tried it on the cable where it's in between my legs. So this is gonna be interesting.
So losing the calf, wrist like. Okay.
All right.
Go up.
Just like
So go here, the wrist actually lower than shoulder, and the wrist is lower than the elbow.
Okay.
Go down, is this down, and up.
Just right here.
You step out away a little bit.
A little bit more.
There we go. down and up. That's it.
Okay.
Really line this one. There we go.
Oh yeah.
There we go. 3. So for those of you actually doing this one, the technique for this exercise is really important, right? Most of the time we feel more on the jab, but with this line here you actually move on the shoulder. Shoulder, this one is actually the small muscle group, so never try to do it too heavy, okay? Otherwise,
oh yeah, I'm
you're not gonna feel
fatigued.
it.
I'm feeling this. This is the lightest weight, but I'm struggling here. Like I only could do like a few more, I think.
There we go. Try a couple more.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. So you want just that upper half range only, right?
Exactly, because that is the only way that you can feel the shoulder without fatigue the jab as well. So try this exercise, guys, because this exercise is actually one of my favorite exercises to do with my clients. And if you just try in the gym and then you're doing something like this, I guarantee that you're gonna feel the muscle more.
Yeah, I really like that. Even though it's a light weight, like I'm really feeling the burn here.
Wonderful, man.
Really...
That's all we need, right? We're gonna feel the muscle more. Do this one.
All right, man.
So now we're gonna move in right into the landmine roll. This exercise is actually work more on the middle back and also your shoulder and also your lat as well and lower back. So pretty much everything. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 sets of 12, okay? Yes, it's really important to keep your lower back straight and keep your core tight throughout the entire movement just because you don't want the lower back to get hurt, okay? And really focus on control the elbow and pulling the elbow as far back as possible. The more the elbow pull back and more scapular you retract, you're gonna feel it more. Let me know if you try this one in the gym, okay? Awesome.
Yeah, I really felt this one in the lat, eh?
Yeah, with the elbow back.
Yeah, when you're pulling through the
back like
elbows.
this,
Yeah.
you keep your core tight.
Yeah.
And just make sure to breathe and control your breathe.
I really like the angle of the landmine row. Like you really feel in the back a lot more than like your regular barbell row or...
Exactly.
Yeah. The extra stability from it being planted like really helps with just being able to isolate and engage those back muscles. Nice.
I definitely feel it. So the bend over reverse fly is actually the one that you use the machine in the commercial gym, yeah?
That one or just like dumbbell and just freestanding?
Yeah, the freestanding is actually not one of my favorite ones just because you can use the momentum of the lower back so much.
Okay.
You swing a lot.
Yeah.
And if you actually take up a lot over the very small muscle group like this, maybe you don't have enough tension and you cannot build the muscle that you want to. But yeah, by all means, if you feel this one not for you, use the machine because the machine can keep you in a lock position.
Yeah.
And it's also one of my favorite ones as well if you have one.
Right. And what about, can I do that with a cable pulley system as well?
Absolutely, you can also use this as a pulley as well.
Awesome.
And you can either stand or you can actually sit against the bench and put your chest supporting something like this.
Yeah.
And you pull away.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and then sometimes it just feel a little bit more friction for you to actually like setting up and stuff.
Right.
So
like
just
a little
choose
bit more
something.
work.
At the very last one, some people like just feel like, oh, I just want something like real quick to finish my workout.
Yeah, like a burner.
And this one is probably the one of the best one.
Okay.
Because it's really easy to set up.
Yeah.
And also really easy to execute as well.
So for the viewers that are watching this video, how much rest do you recommend for someone that's looking to build muscle between the sets?
Yeah, so it's really depend on the muscle group, right? So if you actually hit this kind of small muscle group, then you probably don't want to rest for like 1.5 minutes or like 2.5 minutes compared to some compound movement, like some shoulder pressing or barbell bench pressing.
Right, so
the less taxing it is, the more burn it is, like kind of metabolic stress for this muscle, then you're probably just resting for like 45 seconds. I wouldn't say like 1 minute because it's too long.
So we have to go then, right?
Yeah, we gotta go down. Hey guys, so remember, like after every single workout, it's very important for the recovery, some kind of recovery movement. So what I want you to do is stretching out your lat muscle and also make sure that your thoracic spine is like extend. So then you put yourself in a, the straight position after this workout, okay?
Sure.
So I want you to keep your hand on the bench And what you're gonna do, keep your feet apart, knee apart, right? And think about moving your hip back so then you feel more of stretching out your lat here.
Yeah.
And at the same time, just slightly raise your chest up and hold it. Usually, I would recommend my client to hold it for 20 seconds at least and just focus on breathing, okay? Just breathing out and in. Never keep it too tense because this is the stretching and the recovery exercise. So keep it relaxing as much as possible. So important for you to stretching out your lat. So the more of you pushing your hip back and moving your shoulder, moving forward, pushing forward, you can feel more lat muscle. And then you also want to feel that kind of like the upper back here getting stretching out. Okay. You feel that?
Yeah.
Now definitely try this at home as well. Even not working out, but you sitting in the desk like entire day. This is also one of the most important exercise that you can do after the long day working. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome, man. How you feel?
Feel good, man.
Yeah. And then we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so it's really important for you to straighten out the chest and also the front delt positions as well. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pushing your hand on the top of the squat rack, right?
Okay.
And right here, because we're gonna stretching out this muscle, it's really important to step in on the left foot.
Okay.
And then we want to make sure that we lean away from the body in these positions. And then from here, we definitely feel this kind of stretching on the shoulder muscle and also the pec muscle as well here. And the more if you don't feel like the stretching, you can also like lean to the right side. So definitely you're gonna keep more tension on that and just hold it for around like 10 to 15 seconds.
Now I know a lot of people like to kind of bob in the stretch. Do you recommend that, or do you just prefer to hold it?
I would recommend you hold it in positions because most of the times the static stretching is actually the most important one after the workout. Now, once again, you can bend your elbow and you can lean your elbow. The more of you bending your elbow, the more of you gonna stretching out your chest, and the more you extend it, the more of it's gonna be stretching out your shoulder as well.
Always feels good to stretch out after a good workout. Hey everyone, so that concludes our workout at FXA Fitness with coach and trainer David over here. I want to thank you for taking the time to do an effective warm-up with me before we did our workout. I really do feel like it did prep my body for that high intensity workout, and I really did appreciate the cool down as well. I think that stretching routine was pretty awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you, David, for coming out our gyms. Now, definitely the most important aspect in our gym is to keep our client exercise safely and also like have the good volume and also the good technique as well, so that they can feel good inside out, right? And this is something that we take like as our priority in our gym here. Just make you as clients feel comfortable and come here to the gym, have a good effective workout, and then after that you're gonna gradually change your body as well. So if you guys are interested with checking out his studio, I'll leave the website in the caption below. You can also check out his socials as well. Yeah, let's transform your body, guys. Let's go!